If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
All right, welcome to the fun Friday edition of Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. coming to you here just for a little while. We're going to be doing our NFL predictions. Derek Gervin's going to be off tonight. He's having some still technical difficulties with the logging into the stream, but we are going to get him worked out this weekend. He will be back with us on Tuesday. But breaking news, Brian Schottenheimer, new head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. America's team, as you just heard Colin Cowherd say, probably no more. 7-10 teams do not hire their offensive coordinator who didn't call offensive plays. Cowboy fans, how you feeling out there? Let's be real. At this point, nothing surprises me when Jerry makes these decisions. I'm not a Cowboy fan. I am a fan by marriage. My wife's a Cowboy fan. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I don't understand the hiring. Love for somebody out there to make it make sense for me. I don't understand it. Your offensive coordinator, 7-10 team. Mike was calling the plays. What did you see in Brian Schottenheimer, who I'm going to get the Jerry quote here. Jerry tells ESPN that Brian Schottenheimer is known as a career assistant. He ain't Brian no more. He is now known as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Make it make sense, Jerry. I know you can't, but make it make sense. A team that was 7-10 that needed to make a splash on the coaching side of things. You part ways with Mike McCarthy at the wrong time. Something you should have done probably when the season ended. You should have made that decision right away. You lose out on coaches like Aaron Glenn. Bye-bye. You lose out on coaches like Ben Johnson. Bye-bye. Mike Vrabel, the perfect fit, according to Derek Gervin and a lot of other people out there. The perfect fit, Mike Vrabel. Bye-bye. Okay, Pete Carroll. Winner. Bye-bye. Raiders head coach as of today. What is Jerry thinking? What are the Cowboys thinking? Cowboy fans, how are you feeling? Let us know in the chat. How are you feeling? I don't feel good for you guys out there at all. But Brian Schottenheimer is the new head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Not good. Not good at all. This is going to be probably a terrible season coming up for the Cowboys. Unless they do something in free agency, maybe get stronger in the draft. But I'll tell you what, you had a chance to make a splash. You had some great coaches out there. And I guess once Bill signed his UNC contract, now he's going to make them wait a lot longer now. Seemed like Brian Schottenheimer was the last guy on the list for the Dallas Cowboys because everybody had already been hired or just didn't have any interest. To be honest, I was never a fan of the Deion Sanders to Dallas hire at all. Never. I've not been impressed with Deion at Colorado. I figured Deion, his best move would be, okay, bye Colorado, hello Florida State. That would have been the perfect move for Deion. Not straight to the NFL after Colorado. I still need some seasoning in the head coaching ranks for me. But if you're talking about Brian Schottenheimer or Deion Sanders, at least make a bigger splash. There's some guys that should be assistant coaches for their career. I'm not saying Brian is that guy. I'm not wishing Brian the worst at all. You know what? Hey, given the opportunity, all of us will take it. If given the opportunity and you apply for a promotion and you get it, are you going to turn it down? No, hell no. Work 101 teaches us you take any and every promotion you can get. So kudos to Brian. But definitely not the one guy that we expected. Hell, Kellen Moore would have probably been more of an expected pick than Brian Schottenheimer. Dart's in here. Tony Romo for Dallas head coach. At this point, I mean, Brian's got the experience, Darth, but I don't know. I'm confused by it. I really am confused by it. Cowboy fans, drop it in the chat. What do you think about Brian Schottenheimer, your new head coach of those Dallas Cowboys? We're going to be here for just a little bit today. As Derek Irvin will be back next week, we're going to talk some NFL football. We're going to make our picks, and we'll go over a little bit of other stuff here, but we're not going to be on very long. It's my wedding anniversary, so Mama's letting me do the show here for just a little bit, and then I got to go back and enjoy the rest of the anniversary. So definitely got to make our picks quick here. Get your picks in on the chat. You've got the Bills and the Chiefs. You got the Commanders and the Eagles. Let's get into our first game right here. You know what? Let's start off in the AFC, guys. AFC matchup here. Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. Here we go. We're going to knock it out of the park first. Get it out of here. Buffalo's my pick. I'm taking Buffalo over Kansas City. Kansas City, 15-2 on the year. At beginning of the season, struggles, man. I didn't believe in Kansas City. I think I believed more that they were going to win games because of the officiating. We saw it against Cincinnati. We saw it against other teams. They got bailed out. They got bailed out a lot this year, but we started to put respect on Kansas City's name towards the end of the year. They started to play better. They played a lot better. But there's nobody out there with the exception of Lamar Jackson, who's been balling out all season at the quarterback position. Josh Allen has gone from here to, dare we say, elite. And now when I say elite, I'm talking, future. Give him Mahomes fit type of elite stuff. You started to notice when Josh was a rookie, when Josh was coming up, he was getting there. He was climbing the ladder, but he was still making those mistakes. This season, if you follow the Bills, you'll notice Josh, not very many mistakes there. Taking care of the ball really well. Some instances he would, maybe do a pass, maybe do a shovel pass to James Cook because he didn't want to take the hit. He's making smarter plays this year, making the right pass. It's a different Josh Allen that we're seeing. 100% different Josh Allen. Everyone part of Bills Mafia this weekend, I think the Bills are probably America's team this weekend in this game. I don't know if it's because they're tired of Patrick Mahomes. You could never bet against Tom Brady. You don't want to bet against Patrick Mahomes, obviously, but I think you're kind of right. Bills Mafia flowing across America this week. I think Chiefs turned it up a notch in the playoffs. And if the NFL has any saying, they're going to want the Swifties watching. Well, yeah, I mean, Anywhere Taylor Swift goes now, ratings are up. But let's be real about the Bills and Chiefs. Majority of everybody, including myself, and including a couple of us here on Sweep the League, we did not have the Bills being here. Didn't even have the Chiefs being here. Why? The Chiefs defense kind of took a tumble, lost some players. We were wondering, Mahomes. Yeah, you don't have Tyreek Hill. You haven't had him for a while. Travis might be a little bit more concentrated on Taylor. But the Chiefs still got it done. Josh Allen, hey, goodbye, Stephon Diggs. Bye-bye. James Cook, you ready to take that next step? Okay. Josh, you really don't have a receiving core. How are you going to be successful? All we got to do is just stack the box. We know you like to run. Didn't work out. Two best teams in the AFC fighting it out. Kansas City, Buffalo. Who do y'all have out there? I'm taking Buffalo. MVP is Josh Allen. I said it last week. Last week's game between the Ravens and the Bills, whoever won solidified the MVP. I know it's a regular season award. No reason to give me all hell and crap about that. I know it's a regular season award. But I felt whoever won last week was going to take the MVP honors home. Josh and the Bills won. I fully expect Josh to win the MVP. I mean, that's 100% right there. If it wasn't for a bad Andrews game, Bills aren't playing this week. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that Andrews catch was to tie the game. My mind's flipping me here, but you're right. Mark Andrews has a better game. Bills may not be playing this week. We may be talking about Lamar. And Lamar winning the MVP trophy. Definitely could be talking about it. No doubt about that at all. But that's a whole nother story with Lamar. There's some under the table talks about Harbaugh. Is this the furthest that Harbaugh can take the Ravens now? I mean, you've got a multi-MVP, could be 3-time if the league goes that way this year, and Lamar Jackson. Mark Andrews, yeah. And you know what? People out there that are giving him death threats and all that, you need to calm down. Relax. It's a game. It's a game. Mark Andrews dropped the ball, dropped the pass. It's a game. Guess what? The Ravens weren't in the Super Bowl up 28-3 and ripped fans' hearts out across the nation, including the one fan in San Antonio right here. That is heartbreak. But even that wasn't enough to send death threats to players or anything. Stop with the Andrews hate. I'm not talking to you, Renoria. Not talking to you, Anthony, at all. Not at all. But yeah, if not for Andrews having a bad game, Bills maybe are not playing this week. Who do we got? Player-wise, I think of the two, I think Mahomes and Allen have great games. I really expect them to put up some numbers. Right now, I believe the over and under is 48 points. 48 and a half points is the over and under. I will gladly take the over in that. I think we're going to see probably a 30, 32, 33, maybe 28 game. I expect a high scoring game between these two teams. And I really am expecting Buffalo, as you see right there, 54.6% for Buffalo to beat Kansas City. We're going with the Bills this week here on Sweep the League. Derek Irvin will be back next week. He's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but he will be back next week. We're going with the Buffalo Bills this week over the Kansas City Chiefs. Jacob Erickson here. He's saying he's taking the over. Yeah, I'm taking the over on the point spread. 48 and a half. Definitely got to take the over on that. I love the over. Shout out to Jacob Erickson. Anthony, they grading the market. Newest episode's going to be out tomorrow, midday. We're going to run a lot of our shows this past week are going to be running tomorrow for our Saturday special, but a brand new episode, Grading the Market, is going to be out tomorrow with Jacob Eric. And then we're also going to rerun that same show on Monday for you guys. We're growing. Go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button, watch the videos, watch the shorts. There's a ton of content out there. Just like this, Sweep Unplugged today. Talk to Matt Drago, actor, the star of Somewhere in Montana. You got to go check out that movie. Talk to Matt Drago today. Amazing conversation. Talk to Timmy B, commentator for Combat Sports, experience in the UFC, MMAs. We talked to Timmy B today. That interview's out. That interview's going to be played tomorrow. Sweep Unplug is blowing up, guys. That podcast alone is blowing up. Grading the Market, it's getting there. It's getting big. Episodes are coming out weekly. What else? STL 316. We previewed Saturday night main event, which happens tomorrow in San Antonio, Texas. The Doctor of Style, Sith himself and myself previewed Saturday night main event for tomorrow. Best way to check it all out. Go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button so you are not left behind when all these episodes are dropped weekly here. Talking about Buffalo and Kansas City. If you look probably where you need to see the advantage, I think you've got the advantage. Yeah, Mahomes is the best quarterback, the better quarterback overall. Josh is having the better year this year. Mahomes is a better quarterback. But I think it separates a little bit at the receivers. You know, I think the running back as well, James Cook. I expect James to cook in this game. It's going to be a great one. It's going to be a great one. We go to the NFC side. We've got Commanders. We've got Eagles. Make that splash, Jerry. Make that splash. Brian Schottenheimer, make that splash. Everybody has the Eagles winning this game. But Jalen Hurts did get injured last week. Bum knee. How does that affect him? It may. I don't really care what a lot of people say. Jalen's fine. Jalen's fine. Jalen. It's going to bother him. It's going to bother him. Jaden Daniels having one of the best, if not the best, rookie seasons for an NFL team. Imagine if he gets to the Super Bowl and if they win, holy cow. I mean, totally unexpected there. Very unexpected there. Nobody expected the Cardiac Commanders to be here right now. Not at all. Over and under in this game is 48.5. Taking the under. For this game, I would take the under. Under 48.5. I'm right around that 24 to 18 mark right now. 24-20. I'm right around there. So I would definitely take the under in this. Probably going to see a lot of Brian Thomas Jr. Going to probably see a lot of Saquon Barkley, especially if Jalen is struggling because of the knee. You might see a lot more of Saquon, a lot more dink and dunk passes. You probably get more field goal attempts in this game. So I'm definitely taking the under on this game as far as the game goes. Eagles have the talent, man, on both sides of the ball. I love the Eagles defense. The Eagles defense is stout. I worry about Jalen at quarterback, though. I really worry about him. What I want to see the Commanders win. I would love to see a Commanders-Bills Super Bowl. Take me back to the Jim Kelly and the Mark Rippon Super Bowl from way yonder. When you were watching Mark Rippon just carve up the Buffalo Bills from back in the day, carving up the team of Bruce Smith and who was it? Darryl Talley. I mean, I would love to see a Commanders and Bills Super Bowl. Maybe the Bills could come up on top and finally get that win for those 4 Peters. Remember the Buffalo Bills, 4 times in a row, Super Bowl. I mean, they definitely deserve it. Bills Mafia deserves that Super Bowl win. My heart tells me the Commanders. I think they came this far. They got this far. I mean, Bills lost 3 or 4 Super Bowls to NFC East teams. Yeah, they did. They sure as hell did. Cowboys, Giants, and, well, Washington. You can't say the name without getting burned. Scott Norwood, wide right. Cowboys, blown out. Washington, blow them out. I mean, you got to cheer for the Bills, man. If you're America, you've got to cheer for the Bills. It's the Bills. They've got to be America's team this year. Sith is in here. Shout out to Dr. Style Sith again. Go catch STL 316. We're previewing Saturday night's main event, which happens tomorrow. So you definitely want to check it out. Go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button, but also check out STL 316. The videos are uploaded on there, so you can definitely catch up in case you missed out on any of the episodes of STL 316, Great in the Market, anything we've got, Sweep Unplugged, it's all on there. Bills over Chiefs, and sorry, Rudy, don't mean to cuss, but what the F were the Cowboys thinking? I just got out of work to that BS. Man, that was the very first thing we talked about when it came to the Cowboys, Seth. I don't know. I'm going to mention it again, and I'm going to repeat what Cowherd said. You hire the offensive coordinator on a 7-10 team already who didn't call the offensive plays. Mike McCarthy did. This was a panic hire by the Cowboys. They had lost everybody. Vrabel, Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Pete Carroll. Bill Belichick says, thanks, no thanks. I'm going to stick to Carolina right now. That is a terrible hire. That is a panic hire by Jerry Jones and the front office. Sorry, Sith. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. And he's taking the Bills over Chiefs. If I remember, that is a bet between you and Leha. So I'm going to let y'all square that away. Darth is calling it Commanders versus Chiefs Super Bowl. It will be called the Commander-in-Chief Super Bowl. I love it. I love it. Commander-in-Chief Super Bowl. We're like... Loving it. Get back to the other comments here. Anthony's in here. He's saying, Brian Schottenheimer, first pep talk to the boys. There's a scream, man. There's a scream. Love it. Love it. Keep them coming. Stupid is as stupid does. Well, Sith, kind of the way it is, man. Eric Jacob Bergen here with the laugh. He's known as a professional assistant. Horrible. That's what I said earlier. There's some guys out there that are just meant to be assistant coaches for their entire career. Doesn't mean Brian doesn't deserve a shot. But when you have this many problems and you have so many things you've got to fill, positions got to be it better. I would think a veteran head coach would be the way to go. And if you're going to go assistant, you had Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson. You could have waited for Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, there's guys out there you could have got. Hell, Robert Saleh would have been perfect for the Cowboys right now. I don't know where they're going with Brian. I don't know where they're going. And, you know, perfect right here. Jerry doesn't want to give up power. He doesn't. And it shows. It shows. I mean, even if he hired Kellen Moore, that was Jason Garrett 2.0. Brian Schottenheimer, this is Jason Garrett 3.0. He said, screw the second model. I'm going to the third model. If Jerry doesn't want to give up power, give Jerry the damn headset and the menu for the local restaurant and have him call the plays. This is terrible. It's just a terrible hire. Terrible hire by Jerry Jones. Back to the Commanders and Eagles. My heart says the Commanders, but the Eagles are so talented. I think it ends right here for the Commanders. I want to personally see Commanders Bills. That's my dream matchup if we're talking about the Final Four here. But smart money says lay it on the Eagles to beat the Commanders. Their defense is super, super good. Super, super tough. Super tough right now. I think they'll be able to give Jaden Daniels a lot of fits. Taking the Eagles this weekend, we're going to have a Bills-Eagles matchup, but I'm going to light the candle. I'm going to light the Commander candle, and hopefully they can pull off the upset here. I have no dog in the fight. My fight ended around week 4 or 5 with Atlanta. Kept telling you guys don't believe in the Falcons. Saleh makes too much sense. He surely does. Come on, leave Brian alone. Remember, Pop was said to be the same way. Now look who is the winningest NBA coach. Point proven there. You've got to be able to hire an assistant. An assistant has to be able to come up. Eric Spoelstra came from the video guy. Head coach, winning NBA title list. Everyone starts somewhere. I get that. I totally get that. But I'm going to point back at you on this, John. Pop learned under one of the greatest coaches of all time, which was Don Nelson. Brian Schottenheimer under Mike McCarthy and a couple of others. I'm not going to disrespect the others. But under Mike McCarthy, pretty big discrepancy there. Pretty damn big discrepancy there. I don't even know if Brian is ready for this. You know what? This is what it feels like. It feels like a JJ Redick type of hire. That's what it really does to me. It feels like a JJ Redick hire. Hey, JJ's, he's on TV shows. Go ahead and come in. Take over the team. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if it's going to work, but take it over. Brian's been an assistant coach in the NFL for years, but it has the same feel. Go ahead and take over the team. I don't know if it's going to work, but take it over. We'll see how it goes. That's what it feels like to me on the Brian Schottenheimer thing. That's exactly how it feels. Rudy Campos Jr. here for Sweep the League. We're talking about the NFL playoffs. My predictions this weekend is going to be Bills on the AFC. I'm taking the Eagles on the NFC. My heart says Bills Commanders because I want to see that desperately. I've got no dog in the fight here, but smart money for me has Bills and Eagles winning this weekend. Heading into Super Bowl, it would be Bills versus Eagles. For me, Derek Irvin's going to be back next week. Again, he's having some technical difficulties, so we'll get that all worked out this weekend for him. But we only came on tonight, talked to you about the NFL playoffs, talked to you about the Brian Schottenheimer move here by the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to have more coverage this weekend. We're going to be popping in and out, maybe doing a couple of tidbits, a little bit of shorts here and there. Keep you guys updated, give some previews, some highlights, and some post-game takes on what we see on the NFL this weekend to get you ready for Super Bowl coming up. Every quarterback has a tell. Can the Eagles figure out Daniels? I'll get to this. For the way to get the Eagles to really, really rattle Jaden Daniels, rush 3. I think they have a 3-man rush against the Commanders that can still get to him. The Eagles can rush the QB like no other team out there. They're phenomenal. But make Daniels beat you in the air. Doesn't really sound like a really winning thing because Daniels can pass the ball. But I think if you rattle him to get out of the pocket and he's got nobody open downfield, That's where it makes it tough for him. Make him panic. Make him panic. Can't get a receiver open. What does he do? He runs. You have one spy, one linebacker. You've got some great ones in Philly right now. Have one linebacker spy him. Rush 3, spy, man-man coverage, double. You can double McLaurin. I think you'll be fine. I think that's probably the best way to beat Jaden Daniels this weekend. Just confuse him. Something that I know Philly can do. That's probably the best thing. And I think, hell, NFC East team. They're both NFC East teams. They've already seen Jaden Daniels. They've got a ton of film on him. They'll make it happen, I think. But again, hey, as long as I get the Bills on the AFC side, we're good. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Again, it is my anniversary here, so the wife is texting me. I got to go right now. Don't want to get in too much trouble. We'll be back this weekend. Joes are going to be dropping tomorrow. Again, grading the market, all the Sweep Unplugged. That's going to be dropping tomorrow for our Super Saturday special. Got a whole lot of stuff coming to you this weekend. Also, shows will be ran again on Monday morning. So if you missed anything for the past couple of days or this week, catch it all tomorrow. Not only that, you'll catch it all on Monday. We're going to be back with Sweep the League TV back on Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. So be sure to be here. All your NFL coverage. We're getting some Spurs talk. NBA trade deadline right around the corner. We're going to talk about that. So for Derek Irvin, who will be back next week, it's Rudy Campos. Until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.